Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 73, and today I want to start things off with a bit of a question. Up in the top right hand corner, there's going to be a poll that I want all of you to answer, and it's going to be asking you, what is your favourite type of Hermitcraft episode? The farming and technical episodes, the building and pretty things episodes, the collaboration episodes, and other. If you select other, then please let me know what you mean by other down in the comment section. I'm excited to see the results for this one. Unless, of course, I forget to put the poll in the video, which there's like a 40% likelihood that that's going to happen. I'm never very good at that sort of thing. But anyway, in today's Hermitcraft episode, we are going to be doing something both technical and also pretty. And apparently I still need to do a little bit of lighting, because these guys are still spawning. But we're going to be building a villager killing chamber. Oh, it's going to be interesting. Now, space is a tiny bit tight out the back right here, but I think we should be able to just about do a combination lock. I think we might actually have to do something different here, because we're not going to be able to... My mind's drawn a blank. I can't do it. Now, the only way that I can make this work is by making it so that the combination is something a little bit like this. There we go. We got it correct. The red glass has moved out of the way, and now we have access to the switch, which will allow us to get access to the villager killing chamber. Because, of course, we don't want anyone just walking in here. We're going to have some confidential, horrendous, torturous ways to die in this place, and I don't really want any of the other hermits to know. So we can hit this button right here. That will activate it, and then when we want to close it off, what we have to do is flick all of these on, and that will close it off behind this red glass. Very James Bond. So my original idea for the system was to have this RS NOR latch right here, which gets activated by the button press, which will redirect this minecart rail, sending our villager around like this. Then as the villager goes past, it will reactivate this RS NOR latch, meaning that the minecart villager rail goes back across like this, so we only get one villager going through into the killing chamber at a time. And when they get over here, we'll then have another one of these systems, and that will drop them down, and we'll pick up the minecart and send it up to the top. This is all well and good, but it's ugly and it's bulky and I don't particularly like it. So I think I'm going to tear all of that down and do a kind of water catcher inside this chamber, which then pushes the villager across underground and then sends them through into the killing chamber. I think that makes more sense. So this tube here is where the villagers normally fall, and when we activate the villager killing chamber, that will do this. So we've extended out this piston and we've retracted this one over here, and over here there's going to be water, so the villager will land on this block and then be pushed across, and then we can take him off to wherever we want to go. Okay, this seems much smarter than the one that we had going on beforehand. That thing was going to be huge. Oh, it was all going so well. I forget how frustrating it is to do redstone under the ocean. Gravel, man. Where do these things keep coming from? I swear I have lit up every single corner of my base, and yet there are still areas. This has been a little bit of a challenge to sort out, and I am digging straight down, which is a tiny bit risky. But so this is the villager dropping area, and they will drop down here, and then I think probably around about here, I'm so scared of doing this, we will have the actual room itself. So I suppose I've got to clear out some space. We're actually going to create this little dungeon chamber type thing. I seem to have half-mined a block. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Now I'm going to try my best to not make this an absolutely enormous part of my base once again. We already have the aquarium, which ended up being absolutely gigantic. So I think, this is 18 blocks across, just to make sure that it's central. But I think I might only make it like maybe 12 or so blocks back, because it's going to have to be a long room anyway to make way for all of the killing chambers that are going to be over here. And this is just a super fast time lapse of me wiping out that area. I haven't done a time lapse in forever on the Hermitcraft server. I think the last time I did it was maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, so I thought I'd do this really quick one. Maybe 15, 20, maybe pushing 30 seconds. Yeah, I'd say... Yeah, let's wrap this up now. So this is where our villagers are going to be falling down. They kind of go around the corner, come around here, and then drop down into this area. And then all the way across this wall, this is where we're going to have the different ways to die. Now give me a second. Just going to grab my notebook because I've got all the different things that I have noted down. So we have got TNT, lava, potion, firing squad, aka bunch of arrows, and then transformed into a zombie, then released to be killed by me. Those are the current plans. That's the kind of current strategy. So we have to work out a design for this room and make sure that all of that stuff is actually going to work. I've been sat here trying to work out why on earth my storage system isn't functioning, and I've just remembered that, remember that creeper explosion that happened the other day? Clearly I patched it up but didn't actually replace all of the hoppers. I think if I had a spoon counter, I'd be pressing it. Now obviously, because this is a dungeon, we're going to be going for some dungeon vibes. So I've got myself some stone bricks and all sorts of other types of stone that I've placed inside that chest right there. And this is going to be where all of the chambers are going to go. So we have got... Oh, where's the entrance going to be? I haven't thought how we're going to get in. Really haven't thought of it. I guess we could have like a piston door over in this area, and then we'll have like a lengthy transportation type thing where we make our way around gradually. But yeah, this is the chambers. I've got to suss that out. Decoration first, I think. Now, one thing that I want to try and work out is how I'm actually going to get these guys into their chambers. So obviously if I drop this dude in and then retract this, not good. Not good. God, he cruised right over it. He wasn't waiting around. Alright, let's nudge these guys off the end. Oh, I wonder what I can do here. Maybe? No, even that doesn't work. And it doesn't shoot it far enough. Oh, what am I gonna do? This has potential. But is it going to be far-reaching enough? That's kind of the question here. So he runs off. I mean, that's pretty close. But now look, he wants to be his mate. Definitely not working, and the aggravating factor here is that we're going to have a village directly above us. These guys aren't going to want to move. But even if I push this guy this way, what are the chances that he'll run off? Yeah, he'll run off back this way. He tried to run onto the other zombie. What a moron! This was a typical case of me overcomplicating things. This system works perfectly. Water, signs, guy gets pushed along, gets picked up, and then falls down the correct chamber. Right, okay, compressed ice, water, signs. Good. Part 1 of the building process should now be completed. Now, I've gone for a very, very dungeony look, as you can see, and it really works. So these are going to be all of the chambers where we're going to have the death things happening. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. I actually like the theme so much that I've decided to do it on the other side as well. So we've got this side over here, which is the actual areas where the villagers are going to be falling. And then this side is kind of for decoration. And then we're going to set back the wall up at the top there. So we're going to have this central area, then we'll have the walls, and then we'll have the ceiling up at the top, all looking very dark and very ominous. It's a bit too dark at this point in time, though. In fact, mobs can definitely spawn here. This isn't a slap. Things have gotten weird. Oh, this is difficult to fly. Oh! I forgot about the coffee table legs. Any reason at all why that chunk has gone bizarre? Is that something that I should be concerned about? Should I be informing Exuma Void of this? It seems to have fixed itself. I think it's okay. We have everything to finish up this build apart from the glowstone. I've got all the sticky pistons. I've got all the redstone stuff. I have a few redstone lamps as well. Compressed ice, water and everything. But as I mentioned earlier on, it is ridiculously dark in there. And although I would normally use sea lanterns, I don't think that really fits in with the whole dungeony vibe. That should be all connected now. So if I flick this lever, we should get the piston extending, which is actually the opposite of what we want. So we're going to have to place in redstone torches. Do I not have any? Okay, we can get some sticks here. So we'll place in a redstone torch. When we flick the lever, that piston will then retract extend, retract, it will do something, and then the villager will drop through when this light is on. That's kind of the goal. And that is that. We are really knocking things off here. So we have got all of the pistons all fully extended. If we flick any of these on, then that piston will be retracted. Okay, next up, we have got to put in the actual activation circuit, because the villager is going to be held up there, and then we'll hit a button or something and he'll be allowed through. And also, still, compressed ice and water. I keep forgetting I need to do that. Bit of a progress update for you once again. We are almost done with all of the top half decoration. We've got all of the water in. We have all of this in. And we also lit up the top section. So now we have this as an actual room. And it looks very grand. Look at that. It's like being in like a fortress type thing. Okay, so that's all good. Ceiling. Ceiling definitely needs some work. And I think I'm just going to do it with stone slabs. Kind of mirror what we have going on with the floor. Things are looking good. They are looking very good indeed. I've kind of missed building in this style. It's been so long since I've built anything like this. Probably a full Hermitcraft season. And we are almost done. I think we are finally done in terms of the actual room itself. This thing is operationally functional. It is looking good. It's fully decorated and everything like that. So once this is all finished, then it is time to actually start work on these areas themselves. So we have the selection system. That's all good. We've got all of those levers down on the floor, which have been washed away by water. And we have all of the areas for the villagers to fall into, but we don't have any of the systems that are actually going to kill the villagers. Now, I have just thought, I really don't know how I'm going to do the inputs for this. Obviously, the inputs for these things are down on the floor, which is these levers right here. So these are all the levers that are controlling the pistons up at the top. But as far as these part, I guess I've just punched it. We could give it a go in placing it in the wall, so we could have a button on each one of these pillars, which will then allow us to activate the system. That should be fine for, say, dispenser stuff. So this is TNT, so that'll be okay. This one will be lava, that's okay. This one is potion. This one we've got space to work with, so that's alright. And, oh no. There's only 5. This one's transformed into a zombie. So I guess we need to come up with something else. What else can we do? Another way to kill the villager. Suffocation. So we can suffocate the villager in this one here. Oh, that was scary. Thought I was going to have to modify the entire room. One quick thing that I did need to do, though, is to add in this button right here, which retracts that block up at the top, which will allow the villager to actually travel through. So he'll be held up in this zone, and then we'll choose the way that we want him to die, and then retract the piston so that he can be transported to his death. The server's doing some funny stuff again. Absolutely no chance of me flying. And even though it seems to look like I'm flying, I'm not. What is wrong with this chunk? I can't gather it. Most of the systems have now been built. I'm going to be honest, they were very simple. Most of them just involving removing the lever, which was powering this redstone lamp, and putting it under the floor because it was affecting the dispensers. But then hooking these things up so that they work. This actually needs a redstone clock, so I'll do that in a second. But this one is the suffocation one. And yeah, I think that needs pulse extension. So redstone clock, pulse extension, and then we need to work out the zombie section. Oh, I got lucky then. I got lucky then. I kind of floated into my storage system and just heard a hiss. Oh, now I can't get in there. I need some gunpowder, funnily enough. Things are coming together now. We have got the firing mechanism. That's all working. Obviously, we've got the suffocation. One thing that I haven't tried just yet, though, is the TNT. And I'm scared to. I am scared to. Let's hope that it doesn't blow anything up. Oh my word! When that TNT just began to kind of I'm gonna see if that happens again. This is... Oh. That's something to be... Honestly, that terrified me. Okay, so that seems to be working. Lava, that's there. No problem at all. We should be all good. We should be all good. Suffocation, that one's been completed. I don't know if it will work if we use glass planes, so we might have to look into that in the future. Now I have to try and fetch a zombie. That's gonna be fun. I do also need to work on some form of entrance and exit to this place, because right now I'm kind of traveling through this area. Not exactly brilliant. I think I go up through here, yeah, and then I make my way through here and out and up through into the ocean. Name tags. We need name tags. Now, where on earth have I put them? I genuinely have no clue. I mean, they've got to be around here somewhere. I know for a fact I had 6 or 7. It would make sense for them to be in here. But they don't seem to be. Now, thankfully for me, I can hear a cave system. And I've just broken into one, and by the sounds of things, it has got a zombie. Right, let's try and find this guy. Skeleton, no. We don't want one of them. So I'm gonna have to wipe him out. Come on, there's got to be a zombie. Right, there's one. I thought zombies were meant to have the best tracking AI in Minecraft, and this guy seems to be slow as anything. Now, I'm not going to rename him just yet, because I want to make sure that I can actually get him into the room. But this is where things are going to get interesting, for me personally anyway, because I have to work out how on earth I'm going to do this, and not die. Not dying is very important. Okay, so we have him in the room. He now has a name. That's very good. Okay, now that means he's not going to despawn. Now, where is he meant to be going? I think is this one? Oh, I should have thought this through! I should have thought this through! Okay, so we take out this. This is the one, right? This is the one. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to create like a merry-go-round. Merry-go-round! It's going to be a merry-go-round. Okay, so let's try and do this. Try and stay composed. Okay, so we are going to make it so that he comes in somehow. And then we're going to... No, that's... No. Okay, let's try again. Okay, so we're going to make it so that he comes through. Then as he does, we're going to... Yes! That is how it is done, ladies and gentlemen. Now that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'm proud of myself for that one. I am proud of myself for that one. So he is there. Permanently. We have managed to pull it off. We have got a zombie in place. Oh, what a win. What an absolute win. Okay, I mean, is there anything else that we need to do? Yes, we need to get the potion, and I've decided that I'm going to swap out the potion for a fire charge. I just feel like fire charges would be more interesting, so we're going to need some gunpowder. We need some blaze. I think it's blaze powder that you need. And also, I think some coal. Honestly, I can't quite remember. I never remember crafting recipes. I suppose I should probably look at the crafting grid. Blaze powder, not exactly in high supply. We're gonna have to go out blaze fighting again. I've actually come up with an idea that I think is a little bit cooler. And that is to replace the floor with magma. Yeah, it works. The magma's working. Okay, so now we can take out this dispenser. That's all good. That looked like it ruined a little bit of redstone, didn't it? And with that all completed, we are now done for today. We have absolutely killed it. We've managed to create the villager transportation system that takes them down into here. We've managed to create like the swapping circuits. We've managed to create the entire room, which is pretty I'm really happy with this design. It went a lot better than I expected. And we've also managed to build all of the killing stations, which are going to be used to kill off all of the villagers in the creative ways. This is one of those builds that doesn't really serve too much of a purpose, but it's good fun to use. And definitely next time me and Iskal do a collaboration, I'll be sure to take him over and show it off, because that's what we always do when we collaborate. We spend like the first 10 minutes just talking about what we've done in our bases lately. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. Make sure that you answered the poll that happened right at the very start. That will massively help me out. But anyway, if you did enjoy it, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Oh, and as per usual, check out the latest film on the filming channel. It's either about the brain, or there's a new one that might have just about come out if I can edit it in time. I'll have to wait and see.